Hi everyone, welcome to episode 64 of Mompreneur Space live show. I'm Kenneth Chu, the host and also the author of Mother Industrialist, Perfecting the Balance Between Motherhood and Business Success. I've been running my own digital marketing agency, KC Creative Marketing, for the past 5 years. And with this new season, I hope to give more value to my viewers. I will still be bringing a different, inspiring and successful mompreneur each week to share insight that other mompreneurs and soon-to-be mompreneurs can be inspired and learn from. During this live show, you can put your question in the comments and we will be answering them at the end of the show. So let's get the show started. So today I have this really awesome guest, and in this episode we're going to talk about get back your beauty mommy sleep now. And you must be wondering, like, why are we talking about sleep today? It's because I have this really awesome mompreneur. I've been wanting to invite her for the past 1 year, but because of the schedule and also for her to handle her kids, and now with home-based learning, finally I got the chance to invite her onto the show. She's an author, she's a parenting speaker, she's a baby and child sleep expert. She's also a mompreneur of 4 kids, including a set of twins. So without further ado, let us welcome Zoe. Hi,
hello.
Zoe.
Hi, Kenneth.
Hello. Welcome. Thanks for making time, especially during this period and at this hour. I know that you have been telling me that you have been doing a lot of consultation on video calls. Thank you for the time. Would really greatly appreciate. And finally, I got you onto the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm sorry it took us so long to finally get together joining your live show.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm glad we made it. Yep.
Yes, definitely. Especially at this point of time, I believe that a lot of people are losing their sleep, and that's where it's time for you to come in and share with us how they can get better sleep. So there's a tradition before we start the show. There's that every guest get to ask the question of the day out to the audience and also to the next guest. So are you ready to answer the question of the day posted by the previous guest?
Okay. Surprise me.
Yeah. So the question of the day posted by the previous guest is, do you get your husband involved in your mompreneur journey? If yes, what is your biggest struggle? If no, why? Okay, have some time to think about it, and I'll come back to you while I go onto Facebook Live and see if we are live successfully and if our audio are good. Okay, then I'll come back to you. Okay, let me check onto Facebook. And finally, I got okay, I can hear myself. Okay, I can hear you. Okay, good. I see people tuning in. Hi, Gina. There's Gina coming in.
Hi, Gina.
Yeah. So for those who are tuning in, thanks for tuning in. And if you have any questions for Zoe regarding about getting back your beauty sleep, you can put it in the comment section, and we will address it at the end of the coming to the end of the show. Yep. So Zoe, are you ready with your answer?
Okay. Yeah, so the question is whether my husband is actually supportive of my mompreneurship journey.
Or and is he involved in it? Helping it, yeah.
Well, I would say he's not directly involved, but he's really giving me a lot of support in my mompreneurship journey. Okay, and because when I started this journey, of course I have to basically leave behind my corporate accounting job, which was paying me well. And because I went into this journey, and obviously we can't have double income anymore, and so he was very supportive, okay, and allowed me to pursue my dream. Okay, and so for that I'm really very grateful. Even like today, I'm like having so many consultation back to back, and he was also he's not directly helping me with my consultation, but the fact that he's helping me with the kids' home-based learning, I'm also very appreciative. In fact, he even made me homemade pizza after that.
Wow.
I was like, I had time to have my lunch, and so I'm very thankful for his support. Yeah.
Wow, that's good to hear. And is there any struggle? Is there any struggle or challenge if he come in and help you with the business, or he's very much really mentally supporting you?
Well, the struggle would be, like any couples, we all have our ups and downs, right? And so sometimes if, we hit some sort of a stumbling blocks or obstacles, of course, we will be having arguments and things like that. And I think that's just normal. We're just trying to express our frustration, and but every time we will always kiss and make up and and really try to know what is the best for our family, and also for us both to really pursue our dreams and having this fulfilling life that we want. Okay. Not just as a couple, but also our individual goal. Like, he's a dentist, he owns his own business. So I also try to support his business as well. Because he's the director of Pure Anzac Dental. So when he first started, I was basically helping him with his daily operation. And then now he's already in this business for 5 years, and then now I can take a step back and let him take over and manage the clinic more.
Wow, that's very nice to hear that. And now we can officially kickstart with the show. So Zoe, maybe before we move on further, maybe you can do a short introduction, especially for those who are new to you, seeing you for the first time. Maybe you can do a short introduction of yourself. What were you doing before you start your business, and what are you currently doing, and where are you from?
Okay, so hi everybody. Thank you for having me today, and I'm very happy to be part of this live show. Thanks so much, Kenneth, for inviting me to your show. Okay,
you're welcome.
And so again, I just want to say my name is Zoe Chu, and also probably more well known as SG Super Nanny. Okay, so I'm a baby and adult sleep expert. All right, and I'm also the author of the book Sleep Baby Sleep. I have it here. Okay, and also I'm a speaker. All right, so like you mentioned just now, I'm a mother of 4 kids, including a set of twins, and my twins are already now in secondary 2.
Wow!
And then followed by my son, 9-year-old. He celebrated his birthday today, and then
happy birthday.
My youngest is actually 3.5. Yeah, 3.5 years old. So my 4 kids are really keeping me busy with different set of demands and attention required. Okay. And so the next question is how I got into this business, right?
So what were you doing previously before you started the business?
So as I mentioned, I was actually a corporate accountant. Yes. So
that is something I did not know.
Really?
I thought all the while you've been helping your husband in the business.
Okay. So I actually met my husband in New Zealand. So I went there to pursue my master in commerce and management, majoring in accounting. So after that, I wanted to do a bit of an OE, which is like overseas experience. So I found a job with Audit New Zealand, and I actually worked there for a couple of years. Then after that, I realized with auditing, there was just too much traveling involved. And I wanted to settle down in one place. So I went into like corporate accounting. And then my last job before I became a mom was a finance manager role. Yeah. So, and so basically being a finance manager, I have to manage everything. And there were a lot of deadlines that I have to meet. And as a mom, it was very hard for me to juggle so much, the mom guilt, I guess, having to meet deadlines with my jobs, and also not being able to be there for my twins. So that's why I decided that, okay, I needed to do something that is allows me the flexibility of time. Yeah. So I actually went into real estate.
Oh, maybe real estate in New Zealand or?
Yeah, real estate in New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
So I lived in New Zealand for over 10 years before I moved to Singapore. Yes.
So you were doing real estate there after you left the financial. So the real estate basically helped you to be able to attend to your kids, your pair of twins, right? At the point of time.
But the one thing I wasn't really so passionate about was what I was selling. I wasn't really passionate about selling, houses or real estate. So I find that meeting people was something that I love, and I guess I'm an extrovert. I love networking with people, and that's probably, you can share the story of how we met, everything,
yes,
right?
correct.
Yeah. So because of that, I realized that real estate wasn't for me. And actually, I don't know if you know how I decided to move here, to Singapore, because I actually got hit by a car
Oh yeah, I know about the accident.
You know the story, yeah. So I got hit by a car, and that I went through like basically PTSD and all this, and I suffered from broken legs and all that, and I was pregnant with my third baby at that time. And then so because of all this trauma that I went through, I decided that, you know, I wanted to be closer to my family, and that's why I decided to make my stay here a permanent one, because you know, I just realized that life is so fragile. I just want to be closer to my parents, my siblings, because I left home when I was in my 20s, and then so I spent most of my adulthood in New Zealand,
so a very independent lady.
And then so I realized that life is so short and fragile, and I don't want to regret not spending time with them, and so I made the decision to move back to, you know, Asia, to Singapore, and I just I guess no regrets, because I really love spending time with my families here, and you know, the fact that my kids get to know who their grandparents are, their aunties and uncles, that really make me feel very happy and very satisfied.
Oh, that's good. So how do you come into this arena of like baby and child sleep? I mean, you can share with the audience.
Okay, so it started because when I was a first-time mom to my twins, okay, I had no idea what to do at all. Okay, I mean, I just go along with what I think is best, you know. And although I read books on, you know, what to expect when you're expecting all this thing, but I never really read anything about sleep. And then sleep is actually one of the biggest challenges that I'm sure a lot of your audience will agree for those moms out there, that you thought that in your mind that when the babies are tired, they would just sleep, right? Because you always hear, oh, you know, sleep like a baby and all this thing, and you thought they would just sleep. But then I realized that when they're tired, they just wouldn't sleep, or even if they sleep, it would be for like half an hour or very short, and then they will wake up crying or cranky again. And then so I was really a momby, okay, back then, and I wasn't enjoying my motherhood at all. And I always share this with my clients, and I said that you know, you gotta realize what the sleep deprivation is really doing to your life. You know, your life is turned upside down after you become a mom, and then you start to, you know, you have to feed constantly, you have to, you know, basically look after your baby 24/7. You become a mom that, you know, this little angel rely on you 24/7, and if you're not getting enough sleep, you just won't be able to function 100%, okay. And it's so important to know, to educate yourself about sleep, so that you can really transform your life around. Because as I shared with you, when twins were not sleeping well, I was I was like a zombie, basically. If imagine one baby wake up at 2 a.m. and then the other one wake up at 4 a.m. It's like constantly
it's like double combo to you.
Double combo, double trouble, right? And then so, and I didn't want to get my husband to help, because he has to go to work the next day. So I had to handle everything. And then I realized that the sleep deprivation was really taking a toll on me emotionally and mentally. And then so I realized I had to make a change. And then one fine day, you know, my neighbor came to visit me, and she told me to read books on sleep training. And then at that time, I didn't even know what sleep training meant, you know, because I thought baby just will sleep naturally, or, you know, will outgrow those nighttime wake-ups. But then she was a mother of two, you know, and then so I saw that she was very happy, very well rested. So whatever that she said, I must listen, right? Yeah. And then so I listened, and then I learned from the books and from her as well. And then I applied what I've learned. And then voila, you know, my twins started to sleep well and through the night. And then a lot of my friends were like amazed. And then they started asking me for advice. So all this was back in New Zealand. And then when I moved to Singapore about 9 years ago, I was pregnant with my third baby then, right? And then so I started to realize that, you know, I know what to do, you know. With my third baby, I also sleep train him. And I started blogging about my sleep training journey. And then other tired and sleep-deprived parents found my blog. Okay, I still have that blog, you know.
Wow, is it?
Yeah, it's just that I haven't been updating it much. But is on the blog spot. So so I still have the blog, and then it's just that people found me, and then they Google sleep training or sleep consultant or things like that. Then they found me, and then they asked me if I do consultation, all those things. And then so I started off that way. Okay. And
so that started 7 years ago or 9 years ago?
7 years ago. Yes, 7 years ago.
And I guess I have to on the behalf of all Singaporean mummies to thank your New Zealand neighbor for sharing with you about sleep training. That's why now you are empowering a lot of mothers and helping them to get back their beauty mummy sleep.
Yes,
because
Vanya is her name. My neighbors,
her name again?
Vanya.
Thanks, Vanya. If not for you, we will not have SG Super Nanny today with us. And like you mentioned, because for me, I've been in parenting industry for the past 10 over years. Started off about 11 years ago with Motherhood magazine, and until before I met you, I've never heard of or not really heard of someone that specialized into sleep training, especially for baby and child. And 2 years ago when I met you and you shared with me what you do, that really intrigued. And I got curious. That's why we started to talk a lot. During our first meeting,
we had lunch.
We had lunch together, and it was like, it's like, what you are like to me is like a savior, because you're solving the biggest problem that I've not seen someone that is solving. No doubt, I'm in parenting industry for past 10 over years. I've not seen someone doing it. And when you do that, and I'm seeing a lot of your success story from your customers are getting back their sleep. It's like how should I put it? It's like a transformation for them, and they are getting back their youth, their beauty, and all that stuff. Because sleep is really, really one thing that is very important. And if let's say like for you, because your husband is going for work and you do not want to disturb him, I believe a lot of wives are very very understanding, but at the same time they are also losing their sleep. But over time, a lot of, I think, emotions, and also after birth, the hormonal changes, everything is reacting without them knowing. This is what I know and learned from when I was with Motherhood magazine, because I need to consume the content of pre and postnatal, what will happen.
Yeah, that's why you know so much.
Yeah, I know. I think it's a benefit, because when my wife goes through that, I knew how to handle. But most men would not be reading like a Motherhood magazine to understand all that stuff, which I would encourage men to really read up and really get yourself prepared. I would say, if you want a beautiful and cheerful and happy wife, you better do your homework. So talking about that, why the name SG Super Nanny? Because that it has no relation with like sleep training, sleep expert, and all that. Maybe you can share with us, because I've always wanted to ask, but didn't have the good time to ask, and now it's a good, very, very good time for me to ask, and also for the audience to understand why.
Okay, so first of all, SG Super Nanny, I think is very catchy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, people can remember it, right? And one of the things why I decided to go with this name SG Super Nanny is because I was inspired by Jo Frost. She's the original, I guess, the UK Super Nanny, and she was basically the nanny who goes to the parents' home to teach all these parents how to get their toddler to behave, and because some of them going through terrible twos or things like that. So she basically teach parents how to have a calmer, happier, and confident parenting life. And so I was inspired by her, and then I just thought, okay, I'll make it SG Super Nanny.
Okay, but the Super Nanny is already in your mind, just that you add with a SG inside.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to copy as in, she's the Super Nanny, but I will make it SG. And SG can stand for Singapore Super Nanny, can stand for Super Good, Sleep Great Super Nanny. So, I think it's very apt,
No, which is good. Which is something that is that kept my curiosity till now. That finally, after 2 years, I managed to ask. So
thanks for asking.
No problem. Because I guess it's very catchy, and actually Super Nanny is very I don't get tongue tied.
By and you can remember. You can remember
one and only.
Yeah.
And when you Google for it, you only have that search. Yeah, which is good. So talking about like knowing you for 2 years, I've seen you how you have evolved and helping more and more mummies, new mums, by speaking in a lot of parenting workshop, in a lot of mommy groups and all that stuff.
I miss that, to be honest, because of this COVID-19. I can't do
You
much.
miss the baby or miss the mummies?
I miss the speaking, the networking, the being able to reach out to more parents, and that's something that I enjoy.
Especially when you say that you are extrovert, so you need that connection. You need to be there to impact and empower more people. That means to have that social connection. But I guess now with technology, you are able to do that also.
Yep. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, correct. And so I was thinking to ask you that, like in these 2 years, I see that you have evolved, you have impacted so many mummies. So what really drives you to continue this journey? Because I can see that sometimes you are really tired, like today, but you still hang on. And for you, especially now with the circuit breaker, home-based learning, but I would call it parents-based learning, because the parents has to learn how to get their kids onto the home-based learning. Like for you, you have 4 kids. So how is it possible for you to keep on having this? What drives you?
Because when you find your passion, okay, when you love what you do, it makes you want to get up and do it. Okay, because I love it every time a mom tells me that, thank you so much, Zoe, for giving me my life back. I'm so much happier. I am spending time with my baby. I enjoy my motherhood. I even have time to be spending couple time with my husband, and also if they have older kids, they will tell me that they're getting that sleep that they need to function and to be able to, because women, we have multiple roles, right? Being a wife, being a mother, a daughter, a sister. So you really need to have good night's sleep every single night.
Definitely.
To be able to achieve all these roles and do it well, right? And so that's what drives me to be able
the fulfillment,
to change,
right?
To make a difference, to be able to make an impact this way. And I feel that it's very, very fulfilling for me, and I found my passion, and love what you do what you love, right?
Correct. And I believe it's also because you have been through the life and death, that border, and you felt that you are still alive because you are meant to make an impact to the world. That's what I see. Because because what drives you is more than just a passion. It's more like your life purpose. Why are you here on earth to do? And because of your own experiences, of your twins, and someone shared with you, your neighbor. If not for your neighbor, I guess you might be a mommy still. You might not get out from it.
I probably won't have 4 kids, to be honest.
Correct. So that is something that I feel that you're not solving just for yourself. You're solving for a lot of people, which I see that like for me, with my experience working with mothers and all that, I understand that the sleep, but I do not know of a solution. So when you came in, when actually Super Nanny came in, you're helping mommy with sleep. I was like, wow, it's game changer for a lot of mummies, because every time or maybe a married woman will say that, oh, I do not want to have kids, because after you have kids, I will not have sleep, because these are all the what do you call that, the stories from their friends who have kids, who have babies. They'll tell, oh, you will lose your sleep, both of you will become zombie and all that stuff. So there's a lot of stories,
misinformation.
Correct. I would say it's not misinformation. It's just that there's no one in Singapore especially knows how to get out of it. It became a norm, which I don't feel is a norm. When you came into the picture, you are able to help them to get out of the norm. And now I feel that your purpose, your mission is even stronger, to make sure that everybody goes into motherhood happily, having their sleep, and not worry about that. So that also brings me to this question, that would you thought that you would even start a business like that? Have you even thought of it?
No, I shared. It's not something I dream about becoming this baby sleep expert, right? I stumbled into it because of being a first-time mom to my twins. I didn't know what to do, right?
Yep.
And so, but because I found a solution, and I just wanted to share with other struggling moms out there. Because I've been through what they are going through right now. Some of you guys might be going through right now with your little one, and I feel that I'm doing you guys a disservice if I don't share with you guys what I've learned, or what I know, and I know that it works. Okay, I've helped so many families with using my simple 5-step system, and like anything, you just need to apply a system, a framework, and you will be able to get the solution. Yeah, so it's just as simple as that. You need to educate yourself about baby sleep, and then you will know how to solve the problem. If you never educate yourself about it, then you will never know how to find the solution.
Yeah, and that also brings me to the question that I always wanted to ask you, which is like, why would someone pay someone to teach them how to sleep properly? Yeah, so that is something that has been always in my mind, because especially in Singapore, I know sleep training has been in Australia, in New Zealand, in the western part of the world, but in Asian culture, never really heard of, or no one has been advocating on that. So how did you manage to overcome that, especially when you are sharing it with the Singapore moms? What are your biggest challenge when you share this with them?
So I find the biggest challenge is the awareness. Not many people, like you said, not you have not heard of this profession before.
Yeah.
So when I tell people what I do, they also like, oh, got such thing, it's all about educating them, okay? And that's why I get invited to a lot of parenting events, because a lot of people find that, wow, this is interesting. It's not something that people usually talk about,
Correct.
right? But once they hear about my story, about my journey, and how I overcome my struggle as a first-time mom, and all these moms who are there to listen to my talk and all this, they are actually going through it, but they just didn't know that there is a solution. They just thought that, okay, I will just have to suffer, I'll just have to wait for my baby to outgrow all these night wakings and things like that. So they just keep on going through life like this. And some of them actually going through postnatal depression, because 1 out of 3 women who suffer from postnatal depression is really due to the lack of sleep. Sleep deprivation. So I really feel like there is a need for me to continue to, like you mentioned just now, to continue to empower women, mothers out there, that they don't have to keep struggling like this. Okay,
there's always a way out.
And that is my mission. My mission is to empower all these tired and sleep deprived families, that they too can get back their precious sleep. Okay, not just for themselves but for their babies, and then and continue to have a good, fulfilling and happy motherhood or parenthood. And that is my mission. And that, even though it's an uphill battle, because it seems like not many people are aware, but I'm using a lot of any avenues that I can. I'm using social media.
You are very strong in social media.
Instagram is my favorite platform.
And one more thing that you have not mentioned is TikTok.
I'm gonna mention that, but you already mentioned it.
Which is like, wow, okay.
Yeah, and to be honest, I shared this story. I'm sure you've seen my IG story about
been
this.
Following you.
Basically, I shared that TikTok invited me to join their platform. This was like 5 months ago. Yeah, and then at first I look at TikTok, I was like, it's like a lot of youngsters, and I thought,
is this a platform for you?
Yeah, is it a platform for me? What would people think about this auntie going to TikTok? Am I supposed to dance or things like that?
Yeah.
But then the thing is, after looking through, and then on my birthday, I decided, okay, you know what? I'm turning 40. I'm just going to just do it, because I have a clear goal. I have a clear mission that I want to empower 1 million tired, sleep deprived families. So I would use any channel that I can to reach out to all these people. Okay, whether it's TikTok or whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or things like that, I will do it because I want to let my message be heard by people. And you need all these youngsters as well. They are going to be parents one day.
Correct.
And they need to know that there is such a solution, a service for them. And so yeah, I would actually jump on any channel that I can bring forward my message.
Yeah, I really salute you and applaud you for being courageous to really hop on TikTok or basically in most of the social media, wherever that your customers or the moms will be. Like Instagram, you are very strong in Instagram, and now you're on TikTok to help all the youngsters to really understand, because eventually they will grow up, they will get married. After they get married, they will want to have kids. Then if let's say the sleep deprived part or the lose of sleep of being a parent is so daunting on them, then that shouldn't be the case. Like you mentioned, is to educate them for the future. Although they may not be a customer now, but this thing could be education, like the awareness. And this is something that I feel that every moms who are watching should learn from this, because a lot of times your passion can bring you so much, but the other thing is the purpose, whether the purpose can drive you really to impact more people, more lives, and also to plan for the future. Because that's why I set up like mompreneur space, even to write a book about mompreneurship, because I believe that a mom, like for you, like a mompreneur, your kids will grow up differently. Your kids will grow up thinking differently. They'll be different from their peers. They will be thinking for the future, for the mankind, or they are living life with more purpose. They are able to be what we call change maker in the new economy. And I believe that mothers is going to drive this transformation, and also going to be the change maker in the new economy. And for you, right, what would you say that is the biggest reason that new mothers are facing of losing sleep? What is the biggest reason for new moms? Why are they losing sleep?
I guess the fact that they if you don't know about baby sleep, the science behind the sleep, why your baby is not sleeping well, then you will just keep doing what you've been told, by maybe your moms or your mom-in-laws.
Correct.
Because they just tell you, okay, you gotta rock your baby to sleep, or use the yaolan, use the hammock, all these things. So these are the old method, right? And I don't know, maybe back then they probably have more time as well, but now you have husband and wife both working, and it's a different story. And babies really, if they learn the art of self-settling, okay, then I believe that all babies can be a very good sleeper. Okay, they just need to know all these healthy sleep habits. You need to put them down at the right time before they are overtired, and you need to prepare the ideal sleep environment for them, and all these things will help new moms. If you're watching this, you need to educate yourself about how to foster healthy sleep habits. Set your baby up with the right foundation, then you will definitely get your babies to be a good sleeper. It's not just stuff of dreams. It's definitely mission possible. Okay. Yeah.
And just now you mentioned about the right environment. Because a lot of us will be thinking that the right environment is to have the night light there, they call it sleep light, or they will have some sound that is playing like because for me, I used to have a client that sell this device which is to mimic like the sound of the womb, then the baby can sleep. So is that the environment that you're talking about?
For me, less is more. Okay, like you think back the ancient days before the invention of all this artificial light or all this sound thing machine, you just have to go back to the basics. So make sure the room is completely dark, because so dark that you can't even see your hand. Because if you think back, like I said just now, the ancient history, there's no light whatsoever. People actually will fall asleep quicker. Okay, because once the sun sets, there's nothing else to do. They will just sleep, and they actually have better quality sleep as well. Okay, but nowadays with modern day society, we have artificial light, we have mobile phone, TV, all this thing, and then Netflix is like 24/7. Yeah, so we are actually robbing ourselves of good quality sleep, because there's so much stimulation going on. So with your baby also, like I said, less is more. So make sure that the room is completely dark. Make sure that they associate the cot as their sleeping place. And just like we associate our bedroom as our sleeping place, our bed should be, when we sleep, it's not for us to play our phone or watch TV. We should maybe wind down by reading a book or things like that. So it will prepare ourselves for bedtime. You know, we prepare ourselves for a lot of things. We prepare breakfast, we prepare ourselves to...
But don't prepare to sleep.
Yeah, we don't prepare to sleep. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, but our brain actually needs to prepare ourselves to wind down. That's why we have bedtime routine. Even for your babies, you need to have a bedtime routine to help them wind down. You can't just, you know, after you feed them, play with them, and then pop them up into the cot and think that they will just sleep. No, it's not going to happen. You have to give them a good bedtime routine and then start to wind them down. Like a good bedtime routine would be reading storybooks with them and then sing them some lullabies and then just...
Which is like very old school, right? But it works.
It works. You don't have to invest in, you know, all this fancy cot that kind of rock the baby to sleep. All this, you don't have to. It's just back to the basics.
Yeah, and you mentioned about that, right? Just that it made me recall the days when my girl, now she's 11, so it made me recall the time when she can't sleep. So I will sit beside her. I will pray with her. Because I'm a Catholic, so I'll pray with her, talk to her, or sometimes I even take out the Bible and read to her. So it's like reading storybook to her and keeping them peace, and also because a lot of times they may have nightmare, they are afraid of it. So basically talking to them and making sure that they are safe and all that stuff, I guess is also important, right? Especially as a kid grew up in toddler, they might have nightmare, be seeing things and stuff like that. Yeah. And just now you mentioned about the habit. I realized that it's not about the children, because the parents or the adults do not have that habit of preparing themselves. That's why it's hard for the parents to prepare for the kids to sleep, because a lot of time I believe that a lot of parents, after they help their children to bed, they will be the ones still awake. They will still be the ones still playing games or watching TV or watching drama and all that stuff, and that slight distraction, or that slight I would say the frequency, because I even heard that like Wi-Fi does affect the baby's sleep. Is that true? Is that something that like Wi-Fi like
okay, you shouldn't put all this electromagnetic stuff in the bedroom. It should be out in the living area. Okay. So all this is also very important. And for adults, you need to at least try to give yourself 1 hour or at least half an hour if you can. Work from half an hour first, then 1 hour if you're still struggling with sleep. Because if you are still constantly exposed to blue light actually inhibits the production of melatonin. And melatonin is the sleepy hormone that we need when we want to sleep. And if you are still very much, exposed to all this blue light, watching TV, Netflix, all this thing, you're gonna find yourself hard to fall asleep because your melatonin production is very low.
Okay. That is very, very good information, especially not just for the baby, it's also for the adults. So like so what would you say that what would be your tips and advice for mothers who are still losing their sleep? Because I know of some mothers, even they have second child, they're still losing their sleep. Even their kids are still already a toddler, they are still losing their sleep.
So you're saying the toddlers are sleeping well already? You're saying
they are sleeping well, but because when they were baby, they were not sleeping well, and because as they grew up, they start to sleep through. But the mothers, because of the habit, they are not able to sleep properly, because they are always, because of the habit that's being built up. So this afternoon I was just talking to a mom who is experiencing that and she told me that she doesn't fall asleep easily, and then sometimes she'll wake up in the middle of the night. And I think the problem with this is because adults, right, if you actually suffered from chronic stress, a prolonged period of stress, and when you're stressed, your body actually produces a lot of cortisol, and cortisol is the stress hormones that actually is released when you are stressed. And the thing is, you don't want this cortisol level to shoot through the roof, because if you shoot through the roof, then your cortisol level will be very, very elevated. And cortisol is the problem.
that is
It's the
causing you
cause.
to, it's the cause, is the number one cause for you not getting a good night's sleep.
Wow.
Okay, so there's a lot of things you can do to reduce your cortisol level. Some of the quick tips I can share is that, maybe you can do some meditation, pray, okay, make sure you exercise regularly, keep yourself hydrated, okay, and make sure you, as soon as you start yawning, you should try to get some rest.
Okay.
I know a lot of people yawn and they still think it's still early, they should continue to have more Netflix time or things like that.
So yawning is a sign that your body needs the sleep.
Yeah, because you want more oxygen and you are losing energy, and when that means that your sleep pressure is getting higher, and you should go try to get ready for bed. Yeah, and I find that it's very effective. You as soon as you start yawning, you should try to go to sleep rather than try to still stay up just because you think, it's not time for you to sleep, because you try to keep a consistent bedtime schedule. Like, try not to sleep too late. Of course, I know it's hard for Singaporeans. You want to try to sleep as later as you can, but seriously, okay, one thing I remember I said I want to share with you guys. What's the secret to beauty, to having beauty sleep, right? Is, between 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. That's the time when the human growth hormones, HGH, is released at its optimal level. So if you're already in deep sleep by then, okay, you will get a lot of all these human growth hormones that need to repair, restore your cells to keep you looking youthful and younger. So that's the key, to sleep earlier.
So that's the natural therapy, natural beauty.
Yeah, exactly. No need to spend so much money on makeup or masks or things like that. The sleep is the foundation of it all. Okay, and imagine if you sleep at 1 a.m. or 12 midnight, you already missed the 2 hours, or 3 hours that amount of human growth hormones that you need. So ideally, try to sleep around 10:30, 11. That will still be better, because at this stage, right, you will be getting a lot of deep sleep. And deep sleep is the physical sleep you need to, like I said, restore and repair your cells. And that's the key. That's the secret.
Which is very important, because I guess a lot of people know that they need to sleep early, but they did not know what's the science behind it, and why do you need that, because your body need to repair during that period of time. And now I understand why you want to do the show at 9 p.m. so that you can get ready for bed later.
If you do at 10 p.m., then we'll finish at 11, and then by the time I sleep, it will be 12, and then I will lose out on the human growth hormones that I need to have my beauty sleep.
No wonder you look as good.
I don't look 40, right?
No, you don't look. If you tell anybody, right, to look at you, that means to see you face in person, right? I've never thought that you are early 40s.
Thank you.
But I guess it's important also.
So now you know my secret,
Now I know your secret. That's why I look at my skin is getting from bad to worse, because I sleep at 1 a.m. So I need to do that. Okay. So and also thanks for that big tip and advice for the mothers who are still losing their sleep. I guess it's not just the mothers, anybody, any adult. And I remember that you mentioned that you have started this adult sleep training at the same time. You are adult sleep expert now. So maybe you can share a bit more with the audience, because I guess at this point of time where a lot of us, although we are working from home, but I guess it's also the disruption to our sleep pattern, because we used to be what do you call that, a lot of us, we will work and we will come back, we'll be exhausted, and some of us sleep naturally. But because now a lot of us, we don't have that what do you call that, we don't work out that much, or we don't need to work that long hours, but we are always at home. So I guess that maybe you can share a bit more on the adult sleep training that you're having.
Okay, so I offer adult sleep consultancy for hardworking professionals who have been struggling with their sleep, suffering from insomnia. And so with this adult sleep, I will basically offer you coaching session, and I can actually delve deeper into what's going on with your body, because when you're having trouble sleeping, it's not just about your mind, it's also about your body, your so what I look into is I will look at 5 lab tests. Okay. So one of it is, check out your hormone level, check out your thyroid, your gut health, your food sensitivity, and hair mineral analysis.
Wow.
Okay, so yeah, when you find out more about what's going on with your body, what's lacking, then you will be able to I will introduce protocols for you to actually try to tackle what's the problem, what's the deficiencies. And so this is what I offer for adults who are suffering from insomnia. And yeah, so and I also teach you about mindset change, and how to cope with stress, because everyone cope with stress differently. Okay. So if you know how to cope with your stress better, then you will also be able to sleep better. So yeah, that's why I tell you, right? I always tell my clients when they come to me, I say, look, baby sleep is so much more simpler,
right? Yeah. When I hear that, well, adult you need to do this, it was like, well, okay, more complicated.
Yeah, it's so much more complicated. And so you definitely need to try to get your baby with the right sleep foundation. Then it won't become an adult sleep problems later on.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. That's why I guess that's why you're also passionate about that, because after you solve the kids problem, then you solve the parents problem.
Yeah, because every time I tell people I'm a baby sleep expert, then they say, oh, do you do adults as well? Then for many years I couldn't say yes, I do adults. Then finally late last year I became a certified adult sleep expert.
Congrats.
And then now I can say, hey, I do adults as well.
Wow, now you are going to be more even busier than before.
Yeah, but right now, because of the circuit breaker, everyone is looking to sleep train their babies. So I'm very busy with baby sleep. But I also have a ongoing adult sleep client that I'm coaching. Yeah, so
I guess it's by the way, because after the baby can settle, like for parents, right? After we settle our kids, right, then we will think about ourselves. And that's where the adult sleep training will come in. Yeah, I think that is very important, especially like you mentioned. I guess now is also a good time for the adults to learn how to sleep better or sleep train, because now they have more time than if they used to have insomnia, because I used to have that also. I couldn't sleep, like you mentioned the chronic stress, because I was in banking and finance, so it's even more stress, cannot hit sales target and all. So every day is stress until insomnia, cannot sleep, I have to force myself to sleep, and went into depression. So I guess that is also a good time for people to reset their body. Because if you are deprived of sleep, you cannot sleep, ultimately it will lead to chronic health condition. And I've been through that. So I wish I would have known you earlier to solve my sleep problem. But I guess ultimately there's always a way out. I found my way, or by God's blessing, I'm able to meet someone who able to address my problem, to be able to let me sleep better and all that stuff. But I guess it could be much easier through you. Now you can train adults to sleep better and solve their insomnia problem, sleeping problem. So now time have flies. I really loved chatting with you, catching up with you, and learning so much from you on sleep training, not just for baby and child, and now even for adults. So how can the audience get connected with you?
You can follow me on my Instagram, Facebook, or even TikTok at SG Super Nanny. Okay. But I'm very active in Instagram, because I find that I have this group of mummies who love seeing my stories about not just about baby sleep, right? But also my family, and I always get a lot of messages from them, and it's like my group of moms that I love hanging out with, on Instagram.
Your mom's kaki.
So it's fun. It's good. I love connecting with them. It feels like having this support networking, and I really truly believe that it takes a village to raise a child.
Correct.
And so it's good for moms to come together and support one another.
That's good. And also at the same time, for those who want to grab a copy of Zoe's book, right, you can go to www.sgsupernanny.com, right?
sgsupernanny.com.
So from there you can learn a lot of I would say tips and advice. If you want to take it a step further, you can always contact Zoe at all her social media. Just search for SG Super Nanny, you'll be able to reach her. So last but not least, as I mentioned, There's a tradition where every guest get to ask a question of the day out to the audience and also to the next guest. So Zoe, now it's your turn for you to ask the question of the day to the next guest and also to the audience who are still tuning in. And thanks a lot. Maybe before we go to the question of the day, maybe to address, there's the lady called Wong Steve Suze and also Yao Pui Yi. Thanks for tuning in. And she mentioned that it takes a village to raise a kid. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for those. I see that people are still tuning in. If you have any question, you can post it on the comment section. Zoe will love to answer them. Maybe we can take it offline. So Zoe, are you ready with your own question of the day?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, share it
For
with
your
us.
next guest?
Yes.
Yeah. Sleep is for the weak. What do you think of this statement?
Sleep is what?
Sleep is for the weak.
Well, I think you have been wanting to ask this, right? Sleep is for the weak. Did I get the weak right?
WEAK. Yeah. Weak.
Sleep is for the weak.
What do you think of this statement?
Okay. What do you... Interesting. This is the most interesting.
Yeah,
What
because in this modern day society, people always think that you don't need so much sleep and you need to be very productive. You need to constantly hustle. But then you sacrifice your sleep, right? You don't make your sleep a priority anymore. So yeah, I'd love to know what your next expert thinks about this statement.
Wow. Okay. So the question of the day posted by Zoe is: sleep is for the weak. What do you think? Okay, so this question of the day goes out to the audience and also to the next guest. For audience who are still tuning in, you can share with us your answer. What do you think about sleep is for the weak? Okay, so any last advice for the mummies who are thinking of stepping into entrepreneurship or pursuing their passion? Any last advice for them, Zoe?
I really honestly believe that if you have a dream, okay, get clear on your why, okay, and surround yourself with people who support your dream, okay, and then just pursue it. Never give up, because if you give up, then you'll always wonder what if. So live a life with no regrets, and just pursue and follow your dream.
Wow, awesome. I like what you have shared because I totally resonate with that, and that's what I always say. So thanks a lot, Zoe, for making time and coming onto my show. And once again, I thank those who are watching the replay and those who are watching live. Thank you for making time, and I hope you guys enjoy this episode. And Kenneth here signing off with Zoe. I will see you guys in the next episode. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.